At the start of the unit, my pitching was truly atrocious. According to my initial practice, at the very beginning of the unit, I got 0%. So I got 100% of balls and 0% of strikes. I had 10 tries in total and I failed every single one of them. As a side note, the X's in pencil are the pitches at the start of the unit, and the X's in blue are the pitches at the end of the unit. As seen here, as well as in the previous photo, I can observe three major problems with my pitching. The first being that I am static when I pitch, so I don't move when I pitch. This, in turn, leads into the next problem. Due to my lack of movement, my pitches lack power, and this is evident in what is shown in the practice sheet, which also informs me as to the placement of the balls when I pitched. And finally, the third one is that my form is very wrong, as will be explained later in the video. My goal here would be to obtain 4 out of 10 strikes out of 10 tries, while increasing power and maintaining accuracy in my pitches. By working on my form, which will increase my power, and accuracy will be increased through the number of pitches that I will do. The first is that your grip on the ball needs to be loose, with at least 4 fingers on or along the seams of the softball. She clearly mentions that you should not palm the ball, which is something that I unfortunately did. Then she goes on to say that in order to get proper momentum and power in your pitch, you need to take one step and thrust with your back leg, but not lift it up, as it may put you off balance and negatively affect the trajectory of the ball. She also says that your hips need to be even with the home plate so that you'd have a direct line of sight towards the catcher, and this helps with accuracy. It is important to note that the follow-through needs to be very smooth and that any locking up in your arm could result in a ball or in a hit on the batter's part. Lastly, according to Aaron Getlicker, former professional softball player and currently professional softball coach, it is crucial that you let the ball go with a straight arm as well as with the middle finger touching it last, as if any other finger touches it, then the ball will have a slight curve which would not aid your accuracy. Here it can be seen that I am practicing my form. Even though I can observe some blocking at the end, there is more momentum that is being created, and there is also an increase in the overall fluidity of my movement as well. During the same day, I can observe similar blockage, but a bit less of it in my form as in the previous clip. In these clips, however, I am trying to work on my follow-through as well by keeping my arms straight and having my middle finger touch the ball last so as to not affect the ball's trajectory. More improvements can be seen in my form and my follow-through in these clips, although the latter still needs work as I tend to just throw my arm up in the air instead of keeping it controlled. Here, my arm is more controlled, but how I threw the ball was off. Instead of having my middle finger touch the ball last, it was my little or my ring finger that touched it last, therefore impacting the ball's trajectory. Finally, here we can see that even though I was trying to adjust my power level, it was either too high or too low. Throughout my pitching practices, I believe that I failed to improve my pitches, even though that is what my goal shows. Unfortunately, I have no in-game footage, but I do have the statistics. I had 18 pitches in total, of which 10 were balls, approximately 55.6%, 4 were hits, 22.2%, 2 were strikes, 11.1%, and 2 were strike fouls, 11.1%. This shows that my performance when in a game with ever-mounting pressure is impacted, as I was not able to pitch the same way as I pitched during practice. Lastly, I would like to say that I have met my goal and even exceeded it by 10%, as I got 5 out of 10 pitches, which were strikes. Thank you very much for listening.